I hate going on Hinge because everyone's prompts like, what are you looking for? It's like, I'm just looking for someone who's like honest and like reliable. Shut up. Like, if you're serious on Hinge, like, I don't want you.
I would get drunk and I'd go to my profile and I'd scroll and I'd be like,
oh my God. You're like, wait, this actually, I would so match me.
In my head, I'm like, everyone's in love with me. I was seriously like deranged on those apps. Hey campers, welcome back to another episode of Gay and Afraid with me, your host, Eric Sedeño, or better known as Rico Taquito. This is the podcast where we are putting the camp back in camping. Today, we're talking about trying to make it in the industry, being a comedian on TikTok, and what it's like being Pete Davidson's body double, among many other things. Please help me welcome the iconic, the handsome, the stupid, Brett Neustrom.
Wow, thank you. The iconic, the stupid.
Yes.
Brett Neustrom.
Well, you do seem like in a positive way.
In a positive way, you do seem dumb as hell. Like, I gotta be honest with you.
You're just really willing to make like a dumb joke.
Thank you.
Is like a good, I think it's a really positive
It's like an
quality.
act of bravery.
Yes. You're braver than our troops.
Someone to me the other day said, because sometimes I'm like, I'm actually annoying. Like, I'm actually really, I hate myself. And someone was like, to be silly is to be brave. And so now every single thing that I do that's so dumb, I'm like, I'm actually brave for this. Like the other day, I was like, I had the worst ass sweat and I was walking to Starbucks because I just worked out. It's important you guys know that I worked out and I wasn't just, and I was like, holy shit, I'm actually brave for this.
Yeah.
Like, it's not embarrassing that I have ass sweat. It's like, it's brave.
You're kind of like Eleanor Roosevelt.
Exactly.
Yeah. In the
I thought you were going to say like Ellen DeGeneres. I'm like, I'm actually pretty similar. I get that a lot, actually. Also, I love that you included the Pete Davidson body double. Because I've just randomly put that in because people used to say I look like Pete Davidson.
I don't really see it that much, but I guess.
I mean, he's like the definition of ugly hot.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Do you think that that's your category? That's where you thrive?
It's really hard to take a compliment when the first part of the compliment is an insult, you know?
Ugly, but it's like ugly hot.
Yeah.
First they're sour.
Yeah.
Then they're sweet. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm like the Sour Patch Kids of
that is
appearance.
Ugly. Yeah, you're ugly hot.
Yeah. So, but then I put that in as a joke because I'm not Pete Davidson body double. But then people are like, oh my God, like, what's it like being Pete Davidson's body double?
So people genuinely think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And like half the time I'll just like lie and be like, honestly, it's like hard, you know, because like you're living up to like an icon, you know, it's like people compare me to whatever. But other times I'm like, why would you believe that? But then again, I like lie to them.
You need to start being like, well, first they have to put all the tattoos on.
Exactly. It's not
then,
easy.
Yeah. It's
a lot of makeup, hair and makeup.
Yeah.
So
does he have hair? He's bald.
I can't speak on that right now. I'm like, am I allowed to? Yeah, no, we can't talk about that. So
I like that you have a mustache.
Thank you. I'm very new to having a mustache, and it's crazy because it's like I'm like, oh yeah, you're a mustache guy.
I am.
And now I'm like, am I a mustache guy or am I just a man that has a mustache? I'm putting this down. I'm gonna just
you and your wand.
But no, literally swinging around. It's like a fidget spinner for me.
Yeah.
If you give me something to play with, okay, I'm like, I'm gonna play with it, like plain and simple.
Yeah. To be silly.
To be I'm gonna put that on my gravestone because it's actually wait. It's like my lock screen right now. No, you're silly is a gift. Being like that is vulnerable in a lot of ways. To be silly is to be brave.
Oh my God, it's almost 11:11.
Oh my God.
We need to make a
Do you believe in like angel numbers and that?
Yeah. I like.
Okay.
Okay, I'm getting attacked on my
No,
show.
I want to hear why.
I just always see 11:11, like every day of my life.
Yeah, because you're looking for it.
Well, because it's almost here.
Okay, that's so fair.
I don't know. I think like, do you believe in astrology? What's your sign?
Guess. I actually hate when people say that, but I'm going to make you guess. Because that's why I'm like, oh yeah, you believe in astrology? What am I?
Gemini?
No. Astrology's not real. I'm just kidding.
Oh, girl,
no, here's why I kind of believe astrology is real. I like before everyone like got into astrology, I was like, I feel like I can tell like people who are born at the end of October are such a specific type of person. And like I'm like, oh my God, like I know the people who, like, because they're like popular, but then they're not too popular. I'm just like insulting everyone born at the end of it. But like they're such a specific type of person. And I was like, I feel like I can guess people's birthdays based on like their energy, which is literally astrology. But then like someone's like, you're a Cancer. I'm like, that's not real.
Well, are you a Cancer?
But I'm an Aries.
You're an Aries?
But I feel like Aries are like, I'm going to kick your ass if you don't.
I don't really, the only Aries I know is my mother.
Am I similar to your mom?
Well, she's a little.
She's a what?
She's, I won't.
A lol? Or a
she's
little old?
She's lovely.
Okay. We don't have to get into that, I guess.
I'm just joking. She's gonna listen to this and be mad at me. Like, no, but no, I honestly have like half believe in it. I just think it's fun to lean into it.
Yeah.
People really, really love astrology.
Have you ever taken like the Enneagram test?
Like ENFJ.
No, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I could have just done like 1 through 9.
No, oh, I think I did. I don't remember what number I am.
So I was like really religious in college.
Really?
Which I feel like people like get shocked, hence your reaction.
My reaction, yeah.
But that was so big in like the Christian culture. But I do think that one seems more accurate than astrology.
Probably. Because you're like actually like introspective, not just like
and you have to like take tests and stuff. It makes it sound like I went to like the doctor, like the psychiatrist. No, it literally was like an online test that took like 15 minutes. But
well, I will say, like, do you know Leos are like crazy, right?
Yeah.
I feel like every Leo I know is like that person.
Yeah.
Like
that one
feel
makes
like
sense.
That one makes sense. And then Virgos, like I'm a Virgo. I'm not a Virgo.
Okay, why do you say that?
Because they're super organized.
Spoken like a Virgo.
They're like they're super organized and they love to like plan and they love to like keep things organized. And like if you saw my life, you'd be like, what the is going on? Like I don't know. Like I don't think that I'm that person. But then my girlfriends who are Virgos are like that.
Okay.
Maybe it's just for girls.
Yeah. Astrology is not for men. That's the main takeaway.
Oh my God, I saw this TikTok that made me laugh. And then there was this girl, she was like, as a man, why are you typing in all lowercase? That's a red flag. And I was like,
do you type in all lowercase?
No, do you?
Yes, of course.
Oh my God, no, my boyfriend does. I don't.
I feel like I changed that like 3 years ago. It's so funny because it's like, I did it to look like I care less, you know? But I'm like, I went into my settings to quite literally change it, but I'm like, I don't care. It's whatever. But I do care, and that's why I did it. But I haven't changed it for like 3 years, so now I'm a lowercase.
So now you're a lowercase person.
But there is no reason. Like, why do men do that?
I don't know.
A man
as
did it.
As a man,
yeah.
What do you do?
I don't know what I'm doing, and I can't speak on that. So
I did want to run you through why it's called Gay and Afraid, which
yeah.
I kind of already told you because we were talking before this.
Which should have been a lot. Like, I feel like when you do a podcast with someone you've never met in person, it should have been like a thing where like we had like blindfolds on and then like we took it off the second we sat down, so we like had and that was like our initial reaction.
Should have been like it should have been like a wall around us or something.
Maybe you do that for your next
next guest. Yeah. We'll sack their head.
Exactly. Throw them in the back of a
car. And then drive them to set.
Exactly.
And then they'll be ready. I think that would be a great way to get people excited about the show.
Gay and
then
afraid.
They're afraid.
They're afraid.
Okay.
And so it's like you like take off their mask and then
like,
yeah.
Surprise.
And they didn't even know they're gonna be on the podcast. So that's also
I'll start doing with celebrities and then
exactly.
That would be really good for me.
Yeah.
I think I like that idea.
Wait, I know you're about to talk about the Gay and Afraid, but I want to know who your like dream. It doesn't have to be reasonable by all means, but like who is your dream guest to have on the show?
Right now, I don't know. The first person that popped into my head was Taylor Lautner, just so I could like berate him.
Oh my God.
About
that would be
Twilight.
So funny.
That would be so funny.
And you're wearing like
I'm wearing the wig
too.
And then I'm like, we can't continue until you put your wig on. And I'll have one for him, the lace front. Like, that wig was so bad on that movie.
How many wigs do you have?
I think I have like 8 now.
Okay.
But I always do them for like Halloween costumes. I love a wig. Okay. That's why I even have that wig, is because I was.
Were you Taylor Lautner?
I was Jacob, and my boyfriend was Edward.
That's good.
And it was like, and he was like a vampire, like fully like made himself white and had a wig too. And it was like perfect. But we both got so drunk we didn't get a single good picture. It's really sad.
Upsetting. Well, there's always this year.
Yeah, he threw his wig away.
Okay, well, you have 7 others that you can take a pic from. So
I know. Are you a wig person?
No, I don't think I've ever worn a wig. No, that's a lie.
Well, you
that's
were
like,
blonde.
Yeah, that's actually a lie. And I also have like put on a wig before. I don't think I've ever like worn a wig as a costume.
Why?
I don't know, but I did just. I'm like plugging this. I don't even think this is. I like just filmed like this indie movie, and my character was bald, or like balding, and so I had to wear like a bald cap for like half it, and then it was like me balding, so they'd make me bald, and then they'd put like fake hair on top of it, and so that was insane. I'm like, I don't know why I just said that, but
can I ask you a mean question?
Of course.
Do you look good bald?
No. No, I don't think I do. Because
don't think-
I have like a forehead that just wants to scream out loud. Like, like I lift up my hair. It's like, oh my God.
Let
You
me
know?
see.
Well, also, let me preface, I am like losing I was so stressed the past
You're
like,
losing your hair.
do you want to see? Wait, I'm like, when it's like,
your hair looks really
when it's
thick.
like wet, it's just like on the top. I just like, I'm like thin, whatever. I'm on pills. So like, it's fine. I'll be back in like 2 months. So have me back on 2 months, in 2 months, and I'll like just like coming out with my long hair. What was I saying before I was balding? Oh yeah,
the
you can see
indie
my
movie.
forehead.
It's not bad.
It's not good. Like no one's gonna be like, damn, that's a good forehead.
I don't think anyone said that about me yet.
You have a good forehead.
Okay, you have it here first.
Damn, you have a good forehead.
Okay, well here, let me get back to
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so the podcast.
Basically, it's about when I was a Boy Scout, all the other Boy Scouts like met at oh my God, we're at
You got
camp,
this.
and I'm sorry, your forehead really
Oh
scared
my
me.
God.
I'm like so nervous now.
That's so fair. That's why I keep it hidden.
No, but I was at Boy Scout camp, and all the other Boy Scouts like gathered around and asked me if I was gay, and I was nothing but gay and afraid
Yeah.
in that moment. And I think it's so funny now. Like how I reacted was probably like, like I was so, I was like acting my ass off. I was like really in the
Yeah.
role of my life, like trying to like pass it straight.
And you were playing like a version of your own character.
Yeah, I
Whoa.
wrote my own story.
Yeah, there you go.
I was directing.
You like
I
writer,
was
actor,
producing.
director, a triple threat at the right age of like, what age was this at?
That was probably like 10 or 11 or 12 maybe.
Okay.
I can't remember. It was like 6th or 7th grade.
Did you like work your way up in Boy Scouts? Like, I was only in it
It's
for
not
one
like-
day.
It's
so
not
I
a
don't know.
pyramid. It's not a pyramid scheme.
I'm like, were you like a lieutenant of like, I don't know how that works.
Well, do you have a moment from you just like get badges and stuff, and then I
Oh.
quit when I was like in like 7th grade or 8th grade, I think.
I'm
Like,
imagining you like explaining Boy Scouts to an alien, and you're like, yeah, you just like get badges and stuff. So that's like
That's
that really
literally-
is what Boy Scouts is if you break it down. Like
You,
you
like-
literally just get badges and
you
stuff.
learn a skill, you get a badge.
Do you have any skills that you learned back then that you like still do? Like, could you like start a fire right now?
Like
if I held you up?
twirling.
Twirling. That's like day one of Boy Scouts. Like, all right, everyone get in a circle. We're gonna twirl for an hour and a half.
Hiking.
That's not a skill. That's just like walking that incline. Like you're
I
doing
don't-
like the 12-3-30. Like that's not.
I do. Have you ever done that?
Yes, it's
I was-
actually really hard.
I was doing it and I was like, this is so boring. I'm sorry.
Oh, me just like outing myself. Here's the thing. I would like to consider myself in decent shape. And I did 12-3-30. I was kind of there were a few moments I had to do a little, and I have super long legs too, and I had to do a little
Yeah.
trot. But now I do like a 12-3-13
Well, for me,
or
it's-
13-3-30.
Oh,
yeah.
so you're like inclined
So
it even
yeah.
more.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be at the gym for that long, because then if I do the 30 minutes and then I go lift weights, it's like an hour
That's a commitment.
and a half, an hour and 15 minutes. I'm like, that's too long
Just to walk.
just to walk.
You walk enough in a city,
yeah, and New
not my
York.
city, but
Okay, but we need to get into the past.
of course. So the
Okay,
past.
No, but like, do you have any moments from your childhood where you were like, oh, I'm gay, or like, oh, I'm gay and scared?
Here's the thing: is I feel like I didn't come across my sexuality until
Well,
so much later.
Like after college or in college?
So it's like I was definitely in love with my college guy best friend,
yeah,
and I didn't realize it. I was just like, "Oh my god, he's awesome! I love him. He's so cool, and I'm obsessed with him." And then later on in life, I was like, "Oh wait, no, I was just like in love with him."
Yeah, like
And I've since like told him that I was in love with him. He's not in love with me, which is it's cool, man. I get it, like, but I feel like my past, like growing up, I feel like, I mean, I did gymnastics when I was like a kid, and people were like, "Oh, that's gay," and I was like, in the splits, I was like, "What do you mean that's gay? Like that's sick as hell. Like, are you kidding me? You do the splits then." But then I feel like I definitely had like interests that were more feminine. Like my sister did dance. I was like, oh, I'd love to dance, but like I'm getting called gay for doing the splits. And then I feel like my sexuality wasn't brought up again until like I was like 21. And then I was like, oh, wait. And then I feel like I brought it back. Like I feel like I never really thought about it
okay.
in so many ways, which is honestly I hate saying such a flex. It was such like a privilege because I feel like it's such a big thing that a lot of people like think about a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like I just like was like, okay.
Well, you're from Iowa.
Yeah.
Was like it accepting of gay people or not really over there?
I mean, it's just like I wasn't around. I mean, I had a gay uncle. I mean, I still have a gay uncle. He's still alive. Thank God. He's still with us here today. Still kicking it. He's like 42. I'm like, he's still around somehow. Jesus. But I was just like, oh yeah, he's gay and like lives with his friend, which was not his friend at all. Which my mom, like, I remember
Oh my God.
I was like the youngest of 3, and she's like, yep, Uriah and his good friend Chris are me just like named. Oh, it's okay, it's my uncle. But anyways, and like my older siblings were like, oh yeah, he's gay, and I was just like, that's so. I love like adult roommates. That's like such a cool thing. Like save
That
money
is
on
so-
rent. But yeah, but like I feel like I wasn't really around. It didn't even seem like an option, and so I don't even think I thought about it.
Oh, okay.
And even when I go back to Iowa, I'm like, oh my God, like I just feel so much straighter.
Like in Iowa.
Yeah, it's just like you're like, all right, borrow
Wait.
my dad's F-150, go down to the
Oh,
general
driving a
store.
truck
Yeah.
makes you feel like
No,
I feel
I
like
w-
a boy.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm gonna get in this trouble if I'm driving an F-150.
My dad had a Silverado, and I was in Texas, and like do not realize how wide they are.
Yeah.
So, like, hit a
Oh my God.
pummeled through a trash can. It was really.
They're
to
like
me, it was
not
really fun.
easy to drive.
They're really bad. But also, speaking of adult roommates, I have a really funny story with my dad.
Oh my God, I want to
So my mom has a gay cousin.
Okay.
She's lesbian, and she had like a partner that they were living together, but it also introduced us as friends.
Okay.
And we were in Oklahoma, like visiting her, and we're at her house, and she's like, oh yeah, this is my roommate's dog. This is where my roommate's dog lives. Or no, my friend's dog. This is where my friend's dog. She's staying with us, staying with me. And my dad goes, oh, how long is your friend's dog gonna be here?
Oh my God.
Because he didn't like connect the
process-
dots.
Yeah.
And then she was like, hopefully for a very long time. I'll never forget.
That's so funny.
I was like, can you pay attention, Dad?
The
like,
fact that it was like your dad too
my
is
dad.
like, oh, so she just crashed on your couch for a couple weeks? Or,
Yeah,
like, what's
like,
that gonna?
it was so
That's
funny.
hilarious.
And I was like, you don't get it?
Like, like you clocked it. You're like, dude, what? They're like,
like,
not straight. And
I
you
was
like,
like, please.
that's so funny.
And my mom was like, why? I remember we got in the car, and my mom was like, why would you say that?
That's so funny. Adult
So-
roommates, man.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy. So did you come out like when you were 22 or something, or?
I came out last October, like publicly, which going back to yeah. I like didn't even want to come. Well, not like want to come out. It's just again like sexuality has never felt like it's like a big part of my personality, and I've always just been like, oh yeah, like I don't know. I just feel so weird because I'm like. I feel like I feel so disconnected from like straight people a lot of times, but then I also feel like disconnected from gay people for a lot of times.
Yeah.
I don't know if that sounds crazy to say,
No,
but
I get what you mean.
I don't even like labels. Like I'm not straight, but like I also am like queer, bi, whatever. I don't even know. Like I literally don't even know, and it doesn't like bother me, and I'm not like thinking about it a lot. But I came out because I was on TikTok, and I used to like go on TikTok live all the time, and every single comment was about my sexuality, and I was just like, I just like don't want to like talk about this. Like, can we talk about
Yeah.
literally anything else? And then it just got to a point where it's like more. It was like harder to like ignore the comments than like address them.
Yeah.
And like people online were like, oh, he's gay, he's gay, he's gay. And then people at home were like, he's straight as far as we know. And so
Yeah.
then when I came out, I like came out as bi because I was like, this makes the most sense to me right now because I don't know. And I don't like want to put a label on it, but it's easier to sometimes put a label on it than not. And so people at home were like, oh, he likes boys. And then people online were like, wait, he likes girls too. So
Oh, okay.
that was that.
So it's still like fresh for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it's like now it like opened the playing field for guys, and I don't even know. I'm just like rambling about my sexuality. But what was
Yeah.
your? I'm like, what'd you ask? You're like,
No,
I
I
didn't
was
ask the
asking
question.
about
I
like
was-
when you came out.
Oh
and,
yeah,
like,
so I came out, but I like was out to like most of my friends out, like to everyone in LA. I was already out,
yeah.
but that was like publicly. I already came out to my family. My family was accepting, and yeah, so like it wasn't like I feel like I was really lucky with my whole like sexuality journey,
Yeah.
you know. So
I guess like I guess I was way more flamboyant as like a child. Like I look at videos of myself, I'm like, that bitch is so gay. Like he's a little like FAG. Like I'm like I just like I see it. And so I think that it's like so funny. Like I also came out, I was like a late bloomer. I came out when I was 21
okay,
to my parents. Like all my friends already knew and everything.
yeah.
But to me, that's like later than a lot of people. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, and I just had this weird thing in my head was like, oh, I want to like have a job and be living in my own place, like, and be completely on my own before I tell anyone in my family. because then I like have a safety net.
Yeah.
But like I didn't even need it. My mom was like, yeah, I know. I was like sobbing, and my mom's like, okay, like saw this coming.
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like coming out is so scary.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I told my mom, I remember I told her because I was talking to a guy and I was just like explaining this problem. I was like, oh yeah, like I'm not straight. And she's like, I know. And I was like, that's such a crazy thing to like say. I was like, I was literally like, which I knew my mom like would not care at all, which I didn't like. That's the thing. Like when I came out, I didn't want people to like make a big deal about it because it didn't feel like a big deal. And I think sometimes when you come out and people are like, I'm gonna squeeze you. And I'm just like, I like don't want attention around my sexuality really.
When I came to WeHo Pride,
Okay.
that was a crazy experience.
Yeah, how are you like holding up?
Therapy is helping me.
Yeah,
like,
no, literally.
Well, it was like it was the middle of the day, and I also was like not drinking then.
Yeah.
So I came to WeHo Pride sober, which is like a crazy dumb thing to do.
Yeah.
And it was just like wild. But like the WeHo gays are kind of like outrageous.
No, they're like insane.
Yeah. I had like the weirdest experience in WeHo several times. Like it is like so crazy.
You kind of like every time it's an insane experience, but it's like not surprising.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wait, that was like one of the craziest nights of my life for so many reasons, but like I kind of knew what I was getting into.
Yeah.
Like I think I've gone out in West Hollywood like 4 times, and every single time there was like a life-altering event. But it was like, yeah.
The
like,
last time I went to the gay bars in New York, like this gay guy came up.
Oh my God, I'm like, why am I like scared already?
No, it's not even, it's just so funny, but like, he's like, oh, you're that guy from TikTok. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I don't follow you. And I was like, bitch, I don't follow you. Like, what the f?
It's so funny.
I was like, who the f are you? I was like, I literally don't like know who you are. Like, I don't care. And I remember like, you know that Jamie Lee Curtis meme where she's standing there like,
oh my God,
like this? It was fresh in my mind. So I went, okay. That was the end of the interaction.
That's so funny.
I was like, okay. And then we like walked away from each other. I was like, the weirdest interaction. But like, what? Like, people are so.
I've had like similar to that interaction. I was talking to one of my friends who also does social media, and like, you know, when someone will like I hate like being like, you know, when someone I hate myself.
Well, you have so like people seen your face, like you have to get over that. But it is
like
weird to say
talking
out
about
loud.
it is so obnoxious.
Yeah.
But like when someone recognizes you and they're like, oh my God, I love your TikTok, and you're like, thanks so much, and then their friend's like, wait, sorry, like I don't know who you are. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
So you like, wait, so you just like post on, I'm like, I don't care that you don't know me. I'm surprised this bitch knows who I am. Like, why are you like being, she's like, wait, so you just like make like videos on the internet? Sorry, I just like don't like, sorry. Why are you mad at me? Like, I don't know who you are either. Like, what? Why are we arguing?
Oh my God. The weirdest one was like that experience. And then she was like, oh, so do you like make a lot of money? And I'm like, what the f? Like, I don't even know you. And you're asking about my salary. Like, please.
Like, what tax bracket are you in? Really quick.
I'm not at liberty to say. I want to move into our next segment, which is called You Said What?
Of course.
And because we're talking about your past.
Oh my God.
It's
time. Are you pulling up like old tweets that like I'm going to get like canceled on this? Oh my God, you did. Oh my God.
We're moving into our new segment called You Said What, where we do a deep dive of Brett's Twitter, bringing up some of his top tweets from his past. And then we want to ask you why.
Can you imagine like you just found some like god awful things that I've said and I'm just like on camera like just kidding. I actually haven't ever tweeted anything bad, so I don't even waste your time looking it up, guys.
Okay, well, let's get into it because I'm gonna cry. Like,
oh my God. Okay.
First tweet is.
Can you say like a timestamp too, or is that okay?
December 17th, 2014. Holy crap! The sophomores need to chill the f out about the open campus. Dang, with 4 Gs.
I mean, what is there to say? Like they needed to chill the out. It's just open campus, you know. I don't even know. Like I remember what headspace I was in. Obviously, it doesn't seem like a good headspace. I was pissed.
Were you a sophomore in 2014?
I can't tell. It sounds like I'm like a junior and I'm getting pissed at the sophomores.
Okay.
Just chill the F out. Like, dang. With 14. I'm like, yeah, that checks. Like, I'm still mad about it. Like, it's just open campus. Like,
okay. Sophomores.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's from December 25th, 2014. Retweet if you hate everyone who went on warm vacations for Christmas. I'm retweeting.
Does it show how many retweets I got?
3.
Oh my God. Me and my like closest 3 friends. I probably like had like at least 2 burner accounts at this point too. So it's probably like one person agreed with me.
Yeah.
Hey, 10 favorites though.
10 favorites. That's pretty good.
It's retweet if the letter U.
Yeah.
God, I was just mad in 2014.
This one has to be my favorite
Oh
so
my
far.
God.
Okay, this one's from December 26th, 2014.
I was back to him.
All caps. White Chicks is on. five exclamation points. I repeat, White Chicks is on. That one got 3 likes.
Okay.
3 favorites.
That's good.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, that still is like one of my favorite.
That movie's so good.
It's funny because it's just like you now. I mean, maybe at this point in time there wasn't like Netflix, but it's like the fact that I was like, guys,
White Chicks is
run, don't walk to TBS right now.
Okay, TBS was the station that played that for sure.
Okay. Once I said
TBS
TBS, I was like, that was right.
TBS or TNT. It was like one
Yeah,
of those two.
TNT. Okay, Spike scared me. I don't even know why
I
it
never
scared me,
watched
but
Spike.
like it just like
It felt like very, very aggressively
Yeah.
straight, right?
yeah.
Like
Well, did you ever watch me? Yeah, me. Did you ever watch 1,000 Ways to Die?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
And it would be like, oh, she got a
What's the one that you're
brain
thinking?
eating amoeba and walked into the street and got hit by a car and dragged.
Is that a real one? Because
Yes, there's like something like that.
there was one I remember that was like 2 people having sex on like a washing machine and it got unplugged and there was like a fire. And I was like literally my like 13-year-old self was like, don't have sex on a washing machine. I'm like never seen like anyone naked in my entire life. I was like, okay, wrote that down though. Didn't tweet it though, I guess.
That maybe it's in here.
Okay.
This one's from January 4th, 2015.
Okay.
Listening to Bob Marley can always put me in a good mood. That one got 2 likes.
2 likes.
1 reply.
Oh,
I don't
but
have
you didn't include that.
I don't have the reply with me.
It's probably like me like doing like an up arrow to the tweet. I did go through like a really big
Bob
reggae
Marley.
phase.
Were you like a Rasta?
Yeah, I guess so. I
You
like
still-
I did capitalize Bob and Marley.
Yeah, that's really
So-
impressive.
Grammatically correct.
Okay, the next one is really wishing I was a senior and only had a semester left of high school. January 4th, 2015.
So
This is the same
relatable.
day.
It's sick.
So I feel like you were really like in high school.
Wait, that was the same day as the Bob
Yeah.
Marley. I was like just listening to Bob Marley, like reminiscing, thinking about the future. I was like, seniors got it so good, man.
So you were definitely a junior.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I could not stand the sophomores, like the open campus thing.
Yeah.
Just chill out. Like I don't get it.
What type of high schooler were you?
I was like popular as I'm just kidding. I was like I was like did sports, but I wasn't like good at sports. So, but I was like silly and goofy and like obviously doing super well on Twitter with all my like obviously like everyone loved me and my tweets.
Yeah.
So I was like kind of I don't want to say a bully because then people are gonna be like, Brett Neustrom the bully on. But my sister was like kind of she wasn't a mean girl. She was quiet, but she was like had like dark thoughts. Like she was evil. And so she would like have me bully people for her on Twitter. So I wonder if any of these tweets will.
Maybe. Can I tell my Twitter story?
Of course.
So I deleted my Twitter after high school because when I was in high school, I had this teacher I hated. Her last name was Ratliff.
That's
And
such
so-
an unfortunate last name in general.
Yeah. It
Ratliff?
sounds like a Harry Potter character.
Isn't that the gay rat they got married in Arthur? Does anyone know
There's
that?
a gay rat in Arthur?
Yeah. Where were you? Not on gay Twitter, I
Not
guess,
on
because you
gay
deleted
Twitter.
it.
Yeah. Well,
Ratliff.
anyways, I had coined the name Rat Bitch as like her nickname.
Oh my god.
And so you could go to my profile and type Rat Bitch. And there was like 25 tweets of how much I hated her.
Oh my god.
And someone sent all of them to her.
While you were still in her class?
I was in her class.
First of all, narc.
Yeah. And
First of all, narc.
and she tried to get me like kicked out of her class. And I like literally was at the principal's office for like a week.
Wait, that's first of all, imagine being a teacher like beefing with like a 16-year-old because you're getting bullied. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing.
No, and then she was like, and like literally we had to have a whole meeting with the principal and everything.
Oh my god.
And then I was like, I'm so sorry I called you a rat bitch.
I'm imagining like the principal's like, what do you say to her? You're like, I'm sorry I called you a rat bitch.
That's
Like,
literally how it went. I was like, I'm sorry.
How old was this rat bitch, if you don't mind me asking?
She was like 40s.
Oh my god,
And
yeah.
she was so mean to me. I really did like she was awful.
Yeah.
And like she deserved it.
Yeah, well, like if you call someone a rat bitch, like I assume they deserve it. Like you just don't throw out that term.
But also I was just like angsty and teen.
Yeah. Well,
and
obviously
also, I had 24 followers. Like I'm pretty sure I had like 24 followers.
Hey. And now look at you.
I got in trouble.
That's so
fucking
funny.
Stupid. Okay, this one you're replying to yourself.
Off to a great start.
And I don't even know what the context is, but it's January 22nd, 2015. I never got to give it to her because she broke up with me before I could give it. And then it's like a broken heart.
First of all, I have no idea. How did I get 11 favorites on that? When I'm tweeting, white chicks is on, I repeat, white chicks is on to get 3 favorites. This is a reply. I can't speak on this. I have no idea what it is. Oh my God. I need to delete my Twitter after this.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah. I do remember
Did you have a
this.
girlfriend in high school?
I like had so many, and it was like the ugliest I ever was, but like I randomly pulled. Yeah, it was. I did a finger. This is so embarrassing. I did like a finger painting thing. It says, "Hey, sweetie pie, haha." Oh my God. Can't wait to see you on Monday. I'll miss you when I'm in Okoboji, which is the lake that I go to. Have a great weekend. Sorry that I couldn't do anything this weekend. I'll make it up to you next week. Smile. I've got it memorized. Oh my God. You know the song's like, "Oh, you make me smile" by Uncle Cracker. That was like our song. And it said, "From your man, JK, ha ha ha."
Oh my
That is
God.
so bad. And the funniest thing about this, thank you, is I was dating this girl and I was like chubby, but like I covered it well. And I told her I had abs. And then I was like, oh, I went to the lake and like my grandma fed me so much. Cause then like we had like a pool party at her house the next weekend. And she's like, "Where are your abs?"
Oh my God.
Like, oh my God. Like I had such a sweet tooth this past week. So that's why I am
love that you
severely
were
overweight
lying.
now.
I
And I
love
love
it.
that she just like believed me.
Yeah. So you're a liar.
So I'm a liar.
Do you lie about your height on dating apps?
I actually say I'm shorter than I am.
Why?
Cause like, okay, one time my friends said this and it stuck with me. They're like
Like-
it's like not hot to be as tall as I am. It's like you notice me in the airport being like, holy shit, that man's tall.
Oh. Are you like 6'4"? How tall?
Yeah.
Okay. That's how tall my best friend is. And like in New York,
And is he like intimidating and scary?
he's like the nicest person I know.
Okay.
But he's like definitely like, oh yeah, when we walk into like parties or bars, people like stare up at him.
Yeah.
The twinks look up to him.
Like he's a god.
Like literally, it's really crazy. Like, I don't know. You feel like it's a bad height?
Well, also I used to model.
I saw that in your Instagram
Oh my
bio.
God, yeah. But I haven't done it in a
Okay.
long time. I should probably take it out. But I used to like, if you're like over 6'3", they like won't take you. And so I had to like say I was 6'3", but I'm like 6'3 and a half, 6'4". So just round down.
Yeah, me too.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'1".
Okay. He told me that he was 19 when we met. He was like, "How old are you?" I was like, 25. "How old are you?"
I'm
And he was like,
actually-
19. And then like I had a moment where I was like, because I can't be like, "Shut the f up, you're not 19." Because then like, what if you are? And then,
That would be crazy if I was 19. I'm also not 5'1", so.
well, like, just so everyone at home knows, I'm not 5'1"
I'm
or
like,
19.
If you're listening to this, I'm not 5'1".
He's a very like appropriate height.
Yeah, I'm like normal height. I'm
Yeah.
not like giant like you.
Thank you.
Okay. This next one.
Anyway,
When Valley gives you a unknown absence, I'm pretty sure you know why I'm not at school. What is that even about?
why am I like threatening my high school? Like, I think you know why. I don't know what that means, but Valley is the name of my high school that I went to. But,
Okay, so like you got marked absent and you told the school why. Is that
well,
what
I feel like it's like, oh, really? You're gonna act like you don't know why I'm not at school?
This one seems very
I
you.
don't know.
This one's like a dad. Like your dad is talking. It's like a
Okay.
conversation. Dad,
Can you do like different voices for me and my dad?
are you coming on the bike ride too? And you're like, yeah, it's that okay? I guess, but you're not in very good shape. Cool.
That definitely like was a conversation. This like honestly explains my relationship with my dad a lot. We don't have to get into that actually. I'm like, hi. Just kidding. My dad's fine. He just is like a person who like,
Oh no.
my grandma's the same way too. Like one time I was with my grandma and she goes on a walk every morning and I was like, oh, like trying to be sweet. Like I don't spend much time with my grandma. So I'm like, oh, grandma, like, do you want some company on your walk? And she's like, oh, I'm more of a lone wolf. and then just like leaves. And I was like, okay, like shit. All right.
Some parents are
So,
just like that.
Yeah.
They like do not care.
But then my mom's the complete opposite, where like she smothers me with love, and I'm like, okay. But I also love it too. So
No,
it's
yeah.
great.
Well, like that's how I think how all mom and dads are. 'Cause I call my dad to ask him how he is, and he's like, "Here's your mom."
Yeah.
Like it's like he doesn't want to talk to me, and then he's like, "I miss Eric so much." I'm like, "You don't even talk to me when I call you."
Yeah.
So and like,
I will call my dad, and he'd be like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "Okay." And then I'm also like, "Okay, so my car actually like I like do like only call when I need him, but
Yeah.
like he'll be like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "That's so rude, by the way." But how do I pay for insurance? Like I don't know how to do that.
I love like that's there was a point where I'd only call my mom when I needed something. She's like, "You need to call me to check up because you only call me when you need something." I'm
Oh.
like, "Okay, but right now I need you to help."
It's like, okay, starting tomorrow I will,
Well,
but I
it's
do need your help right this
needs.
second. So
Okay, this one says Corey Schneider for Homecoming King.
oh, that's actually so sweet.
Okay.
He was like, okay, do you know what Best Buddies is?
Yeah.
He was like my best buddy. And we
Aw,
like
that's so
pitched
sweet.
him for Homecoming King, and he won, and he was like, it was the coolest thing ever.
That's actually a really
So,
sweet
yeah,
story.
I'm like, yeah, so I'm actually like really sweet.
Aw,
That's that story.
wholesome moment.
I would, yeah, that's like, yeah, I'm like a dick, but like also like I'm a sweetheart. So
I'm moving on. Okay. I don't get why some people in college come home every weekend. When I'm in college, I'm only coming home for Christmas or if my dog dies. LOL.
why? Like, here's the thing: is like, why do I have to like make it such a point that it's like, no, seriously, like
Wait, what was the date on that one?
that was October 20th, 2015. So this was like a year before I went to college.
Okay.
I think I just like was like subtweeting someone who like came home a lot, but like also like, why do I care? Like, just
Yeah.
come home if you
You're
need.
really like, you hate everyone.
It's so funny because I feel like my social media persona is like, well, I used to make list videos all the time where I just would like get mad at the dumbest thing and like make fun of so many people, and I like literally don't.
Oh, I think
care.
that's where I've seen you before.
That's like what kind of like
Started?
I like would make list videos where I
Okay, because I was like, I've seen you, but like I couldn't remember where, and I didn't. For some reason in my head, you were like a Vine person,
no.
but like that's not you.
That's
Okay, so
not
I've
me.
just seen you before on TikTok. Okay.
Yeah, but then I would just like roast every single thing anyone's ever done. I'm a very opinionated person, but I literally don't care what anyone does. But then I feel like I probably give off super judgmental energy, but I don't.
Yeah.
Literally could not care less of what anyone else does. But I guess my social media presence is not doing that justice. So
Well, this one's funny. I like this one. This one's
Okay.
from December 2nd, 2015. My biggest accomplishment this year has been securing my spot in the playoffs for fantasy football. #grind. Okay.
yeah, I used to be like really into sports in high school.
So you're a runner. Did you play football?
No. I was like always, I was the shortest for so long.
Really?
I was such a late bloomer. I played basketball, I was on the C team, and then I quit because I was on the C team. Because I was like, it's more embarrassing just to not play basketball than to play basketball and be so bad.
Yeah.
But I ran cross country and played tennis.
Okay. Those are gay sports.
Yeah.
Those are like there were flags flying.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
can
like,
see
oh,
that.
like no physical like contact at all. Like just throwing the ball up and
Okay,
tapping
tennis
it.
is so fun.
It's so fun. And also it's like I can play tennis for the rest of my life. Obviously, I'm not gonna play football for the rest of my life.
If you play football and you're like 40, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Like you can't like do that.
I'm not gonna die from tennis unless it's die of passion.
Tennis is like
just kidding, because I love it so much. Anyways.
Okay. This one is from December 17th, 2015.
Okay.
If you ever text a girl something funny, weird, nice, mean, anything, their friend group will know in 0.006393693 seconds.
Whoa. Facts. Wait, Loki, actually I'm on to something with that.
No, when I see that TikTok tomorrow, I'm like, you're
Well,
like,
here's the thing. I feel like all of these things that I'm saying sound like so like just like well-known thoughts. But maybe in
You were a
2015 I was
thinker.
on to something.
no, I think you were a thinker.
Yeah, I was
You were
like,
ahead of your
yeah,
time.
like seriously, like that's going to the girls group chat. I don't know.
Were you like a bro? Like,
Kind of, but like also not really. But a little bit.
okay, who was gonna tell me that Greta Van Fleet and Greta Thunberg are not the same
This
girl?
was like recent. What was the timestamp on that?
September 22nd, 2022.
Yeah. I went through a phase where I would get
You could say hi.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
I would get high, which this is like I was stoned out of my mind, but I posted this. Like all of my tweets recently, I've definitely been pretty high when I tweeted. That one, obviously, I know the difference between Greta Van Fleet and Greta Thunberg,
Yeah.
the like environmentalist.
yeah.
But then I was like, oh, this is silly.
That's a good tweet.
I tweeted that while I was at Walgreens picking out snacks with one of my friends, and I was like, okay, this is actually hilarious. I need to.
My favorite one was like when the Barbie movie came out. They're like, "Thank you so much, Greta," and it was like Greta Thunberg photoshopped into like the Barbie set
Oh my
because like she was a Greta
god.
Gerwig, and it made me laugh so hard because I
That's
was
so
like, I
funny.
literally think they're the same person.
No,
Like,
literally, everyone named Greta is
Greta
the
is
same
such like
person.
a old timey name.
Yeah,
It feels like it's like Scottish or something.
yeah. I think of Hansel and Gretel, and
Yeah,
so I'm
that's
kind of
what
like
it is.
using like long like braided hair.
I want to get one of those braids that just like wraps around my head.
Is this
All
for
the-
like do you have a character in
No,
mind,
just
or
like
just to have?
When I grow my hair out like
Yeah.
this long and I
I
braid
I
it.
imagine you just like being like person who's talking like 100%. Like,
See,
and, like
that's what I wanted. I wanted my
Yeah.
hair to be down here and just be like
But I do
short.
like I feel like the wig is a good like happy medium where it's like you don't actually have to commit to that hair,
Yeah.
but then you get to like
We need to get you in a wig.
yeah, let's do that.
I feel like you would really embody like
Like what wig do you think would speak to me?
maybe your hair, but like bleach blonde and then.
That literally was what I did like 2 years ago, and it looks so bad.
No, I know. I'm gonna pull up the picture soon.
Okay, good.
Okay. When someone on Hinge likes one of my
Oh my
prompts
God.
instead of my picture, I'm like, okay, I'm extremely creative, charming, and hilarious. But can we talk more about how hot I am?
Well, here's the
This is a very you tweet.
that is also
like-
was tweeted like how long ago?
March 6th.
Yeah, so that was like I don't even know what month it is. Like maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I still stand by this because I'm like, obviously my Hinge prompts are hilarious, which I hate going on Hinge because it's like everyone's prompts like, what are you looking for? It's like, I'm just looking for someone who's like honest and like reliable. I'm like, shut up. Like if you're serious on Hinge, like I don't want you. Because I think it's because I hate the word unserious now because people have used it so much, but I feel like
Yeah.
I'm a very unserious person.
Well, also like Hinge is so fun. Do you have a voice prompt on there?
No,
That would be so.
I used to have a voice prompt, but it was like a bit. And I'm like, okay, I can't have like people thinking that like I'm weird because I'm doing like a bit. 'Cause if you don't know me, then it's just like, oh, you're a genuinely weird person.
Yeah.
So then I had to take it off, but I like did like so many different ones. And then
Hinge was my favorite dating app because it was like that building that profile was so fun.
it is fun.
I like you get 6 pictures and then you have to like decide which ones. So you start with like one that's hot.
yeah.
And you're like next one's like, oh, I have friends.
yeah.
Like I go do things. Third one could be another hot one or like a silly one.
yeah.
And then the fourth one, I always like to throw in a meme.
Okay.
I think that says a lot about me.
Yeah.
My Tinder actually got banned because I had a picture of Mariah Carey with 2 weapons.
Oh, okay.
She was like,
That will get
"What's-"
you banned, yeah.
Yeah, it got me banned. Also had my Venmo in my bio, and they were like, "He's a whore."
Yeah. Well, honestly, like that's like more of like a businessman. Like you're
I
just an
was like,
entrepreneur.
no,
at the
I
end
just
of the
wanted to
day.
let people know where they could contact me
Mhm.
outside of the app. You know, like
Yeah,
it's
so people can
simple.
put their Instagram, but I can't put my
Right.
Venmo.
Yeah, like that's not right.
That's not right.
And then I like make like Hinge a lot. I hated going through other people's profiles. I would get drunk and I'd go to my profile and I'd scroll and I'd be like,
Oh
"This
my
is-
god, you're like, wait, this actually I would so match me. Like I would
I'm
so
like,
match me.
No, like this
I
is
would
the
like
best
super
profile."
like I would send the heart.
No,
Like, I
that's
would-
in my head. I'm like, everyone's in love with me. Like, look
Yeah.
at this. There's not like no one's doing it like me.
When I like someone and like then they never like me back, I'm like, they had to have gotten like a really serious relationship and like
Yeah.
now they're a ghost member because there's no way.
No, because I was like, I'm too gorgeous for that. No, like I was seriously like deranged on those apps. Like,
They're so entertaining. One time someone messaged me, the first message they sent me was "You look usable." And I was like, wait. I'm like,
and they were right.
what do you mean? And I responded because I was like, how do you respond to this? So I like made a joke of it. And I was like, oh my God, thank God. I was really worried that like my profile wouldn't read like that. Like that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
And then they said, when? And I said, when what? And they said, can I use you? And then I was like, okay, this is actually getting kind of like sad.
Sad, yeah.
So I didn't respond. So then I gave him a time and then, no, I'm just kidding.
That sounds like a grinder interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was on Hinge.
That was, yep, that's Hinge.
I had a Hinge boyfriend. He was a musical theater major or a musical theater person.
Did you meet your current boyfriend on Hinge?
No, we met in real life at a party.
Ew. I'm just kidding.
Isn't that crazy?
Why do I feel like that's like so rare? It's like you met in real life. I was like, are you sure? No. Like,
Yeah.
But Hinge or
No, yeah. I was like, I think it's so crazy that I met him in real life. Like,
yeah.
through friends. Like that doesn't happen anymore.
Do you
I feel
think
so old timey.
you like well, I hope you like your in-person persona better. Like, do you think like I feel like sometimes my social media representation like worsens my chances for people because I'm like, oh, I think I'm like so annoying on social media, and like I don't try really to look good when I make videos. Like I'll take a video like the first second I wake up.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I think my chances are better if I meet someone in person, because then it's
Well, I think like in general, like you won't know if you click at all
Yeah.
unless you're in person. Because you guys could like have good banter over text, and then like you're like, oh, you're weird. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't like the way you smell. Like, you know, like things.
that's yeah.
I think like I'm really lucky in person. I actually think I'm the same exact person online and in person, which is so sad. 'Cause
That's not sad. What? You
No, I'm
literally
being-
have like built I'm like, no. I'm like hyping you up. But like you've like built a career on being yourself.
That's
and like
true.
people love you so much for who you actually are.
Well, I feel like the same about you, but you do bits, really, really commit to the bit, but it's all you. Like it's funny.
Yeah.
I don't think you're annoying. I think you're
Thank
funny,
you.
personally.
Thank
like,
you.
Yeah.
But I do think like I've like messaged people on Hinge, and I've like shown a little bit of my personality, and then they got mad. Like I literally, the moment I like start like making a joke, it just will be like unmatched. I'm like, damn, I was actually kind of excited about that one. It's
That's
like, oh, okay.
really crazy.
So
Do you like want a boyfriend or a girlfriend? I don't know what.
yeah, well,
We don't have to talk
Yeah.
about that if you don't want to.
no, it's totally fine. Like I feel like the next person I date will be a guy, but I definitely still am attracted to girls. But it's just so weird where it's like I will marry who I marry, but it is weird in my head. Like I probably will marry a guy, but in my head I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited to have my own kids. Like, and I'm like, oh wait, that's kind of like a complex thing.
That would be so crazy. Like, I mean, I'm like thinking about myself as a parent, and like I would just have to have like 4 nannies.
Yeah.
Like I just like I'm like, what? I have to go pick it
No.
up.
No.
What am I gonna do with it?
Right.
I feel like you should. I would like adopt one that was like a little bit older and it can like take care of itself,
Yeah.
like do its own dishes and like drive itself around, and
right.
that would be ideal.
No, literally. I also feel like I talk to like a 3-year-old kid as I talk to like you, as I talk to like a 75-year-old man. Like
literally.
I would be like, what? What do you want? Like I posted this on my story the other day where it's like, I'm imagining my future kid coming home like with a permission slip for like a field trip. I'm like, what? Like, what do you want? Like, you have to sign. I'm like, why would I care what you're doing? Between the hours of 8 and 4, do whatever you want. I'll pick you up. I'll have a little Uncrustable in your car. Like, do whatever you need to do. Like, I don't care. Yeah, go to that museum. Like, what? Sign it yourself, dude. Like, I don't care.
That like being a parent sounds so like awful
Yeah.
to me. And then I was just talking about my favorite podcast right now, which is like I've Had It. Like this
Yeah.
one. They literally talk about how they're like that she was like called her friend. They called each other, and then she was like, my daughter is such a bitch, and she was 3 years old.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
And I'm like, that would be me as like a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, she's pissing me off. Like,
It's cool you want like see yourself marrying a guy though.
yeah. Well, also,
You also seem so like chill about it. Like you're like, yeah, it is what it is.
quite literally is what it is. And I don't really think about relationships that much, but I recently like was in this thing that like felt like it was going to be a relationship, which obviously did not work out, because why would, anything work out these days? But now I'm like in that mode, because I was like, I like imagined myself in a relationship, and I hadn't for like a full year.
Yeah.
And now I'm like,
you want.
like I'm literally like on my hands and knees, like.
Would you ever date someone who's on social media? I couldn't do it personally.
I think so, but I also don't think. Okay, this is a question I always ask people, because like who are like in the industry. Well, not like in the industry, but just like do
social media.
Yeah, or like acting or whatever, public careers. Could you ever date someone who's like work you were like say it was like a musician who like wasn't good and like actively bad, but they were so passionate about it? Like, do you think you could date someone that like you don't support their work?
No, I don't think so. Could you?
I just think it'd be so hard. Which the person who I was talking to before was like a musician and like was actually really good, and I like, actually really like their music. But I'm like, if you were bad, I don't know. Like I just like brought up this question. I was like, I don't know if I could like support someone who's like actively bad at what they do.
That would be really sad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. But maybe if it's like a thing where it's like, they're accountant and they like to play the guitar and they're like learning how to play the guitar and they're like,
Well, like, would you ever date someone who you like don't understand what they're doing?
yeah. Like that's preferred. I'm like, we don't need to talk
Okay.
about your work at all, actually.
My boyfriend who was in musical theater, he was like, I did not get it. Like, I did not get it. And then one time I heard him sing and I was like, okay, you can sing, but like, why like that? Like,
Yeah. Like, cause it's so like,
it's so different. I was like, oh,
yeah.
you're like,
Oh, so like, you're like talking, but singing.
I was like, oh, you actually want to like do that? Like, I
Yeah.
was like, Oh.
Wait, that's not a joke.
Yeah, like I thought you were just kidding. Like,
See, I'm imagining myself like with someone who's like an accountant, and I just like don't understand what they do, and I'm just like, oh, okay, like you go to your job, like I don't need to like hear
like my
about it.
parents, like I still don't know what they do.
Yeah.
My mom's like, oh, I work in benefits. I'm like, what?
What benefits?
What
Like,
does
who are
that
you
even mean?
benefiting? Are you
Like-
benefiting? Who's benefiting?
Like, what does that even mean? She's like showed me a spreadsheet, and I was like, I can't.
You're like,
I
this
can't-
confused me even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my dad, he like does something.
Yeah. My brother like works in public health, and people are like, what does he do in public health? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what does he do? I'm like, oh, public health. I think?
Yeah, he
so.
does like public.
So it's just
health.
like health for the public, I think so.
It's like really hard to like care about people's jobs,
Right.
but like
Also, people love talking about their jobs so much.
yeah,
And it's always people who I'm like, I don't understand your job or unfortunately, frankly, care. But then they're like, oh my God, like today I'm like, that's the hardest thing for me to like pretend to care. I'm so good at pretending to care about other things. But the second a job gets brought up, I'm like, oh my
Okay,
God.
Speaking of jobs, you're an actor.
Yes.
and I found
Oh
your
my
back
God,
door.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Backdoor, backstage.
Or backstage.
This is
Found your backstage account, and I just wanted to bring up what are your thoughts on this?
oh my God. I don't really claim him as my own. He's not yeah. I wouldn't like claim him on my taxes.
Who's he on the phone with?
He's on the phone with a huge casting director who's about to offer him a life-changing role. Wearing his camisole shirt on top of
We are his like vest over a short sleeve shirt.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I'm scared what else you found. Did you watch any of the videos?
So which character in Twilight were you playing?
That was Casper. Maybe you, me, and your boyfriend can do like I'll be Casper, you'll be Jacob, he'll be Edward, and we can have a full photo shoot.
Yeah. This one seems very like like you were like Christian Girl Autumn and like
but like a little risque because I have like
risque.
my shirt off.
yeah.
That's when I was doing F45 every single day. Did you watch any of the videos?
I watched Boy Next Door.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Should I watch comedy?
Wait, I don't even know what it is. Oh no, it's definitely from Booksmart. Did you watch Booksmart? Booksmart is my favorite movie.
Booksmart is really good.
And if
love
I
that
could
movie.
like put myself into any movie, it would be Booksmart.
This is you exercising.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
I took that at like a public park.
I believe you.
This was like a really weird era of my life where I was doing like a lot of commercial acting and modeling. I was in like do you know Epson, like the printers?
Yeah.
I was in an Epson printing
Really?
commercial.
That's so
Just
funny.
like the weirdest things ever.
This is like
Oh yeah.
my hair looked like that at one point too.
It was I also like my hair like literally was so dead in that picture.
You do look like Ellen DeGeneres.
I really do.
It's kind of giving.
In the most like vulgar way possible. It's another thing I feel like I've learned in the past couple of years. If we have any future actors out there, I feel like it's like literally acting is just acting exactly like yourself, but like a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it depends on like the role, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like you'll probably get cast in like something where you fit, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's the best thing you can do is like find a role that suits you.
Well, I like really would love to do comedy because I think like that comes easiest to me. But as I was saying, the bald thing, I was playing a serial killer who killed and shaved people's heads, and it was like such a dark thing. But it randomly like
oh my God, that's so crazy.
and I had like have to have so many panic attacks on camera. There was a part where I like was eating, I like threw
So
up
you're, like
my
really acting.
Yeah.
Like
like I was in a psych ward. Like it was crazy.
that is crazy.
So-
You threw up?
Okay, so spoiler alert, I like ate my hair because I was so obsessed with the hair that I was losing. So I ate it when I was getting arrested. And then I threw it up in the psych ward and I put the throw up hair and put it back on my head. And I was like laughing hysterically in it. And after they like called cut, I couldn't stop because I was so in it. And so I was laughing hysterically for like 13 minutes after. So specific. And everyone's like, and I'm like, guys, I literally just like can't control it, but I'm like so fine. Like no one be like freaked out, but I like, could not stop laughing. And I was like crying and it was like so crazy. I was like, wait, am I actually like going nuts?
That's so crazy.
So yeah, but I would love to do comedy because I do think hopefully,
Okay, so you're like serious about acting.
yeah.
So like I have friends who have like taken acting classes and like I think they're just doing it for fun. Like
well,
they're
I
not,
feel like it's just like something where it's just like, yeah, I could try
Yeah.
it. Like, but I do
in my
definitely-
head I could be an actor, but like bitch, I can't even do a bit on TikTok without laughing. So I mean like
yeah, but like push comes to shove, you definitely could do it.
that is like that's so cool. I'm excited to see your indie film.
Thank you.
Also, do you know Emma Chamberlain? You're friends with her?
Are you referring to my very first TikTok or what is?
Yes.
Okay, so
How did you become friends with
I
Emma
used to
Chamberlain?
work at a gym that she would come to every single day. And so then she's literally the nicest person I've ever met and so genuine. And like, she does not need to give me the time of day at all. But
Mhm.
like, every single time she'd come in, we'd like chat. And I literally like ran into her in the parking garage and we talked for like 45 minutes one day. And I was like in love with my coworker. And like, but he was whatever. It was so messy. And she was like giving me advice. And then she was talking about her, like she's so genuine and cool. And
Oh my
like,
god.
we never like exchanged phone numbers or like because I always was like so scared and I never like wanted to treat her as like a fan. Like I'm obsessed with her, but I'm also
Yeah.
like you're such like a cool, genuine person. Like so easy to talk to, so genuine, like so funny. So I wouldn't say I'm like I was friends with her, but like there was a time where I would see her almost every single day. And we'd talk about like what was going on. Like she was always traveling, and then she'd like
Oh my
come back from like the Met Gala that she just hosted, and I'm like, oh yeah, I just wiped down your treadmill. Like it was just
oh
like
my god, that's
but it
so
never
crazy.
felt like a weird like power dynamic because
Yeah.
I was making minimum wage and she was making millions of dollars and she
Yeah.
was whatever. She's incredible.
That's so cool.
But I haven't seen her in like over a year now. So,
Oh, okay.
but
Do you still have her number? What is it?
I'm like, yeah, let me just like, I like text it to
No,
you.
I'm just kidding. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing stand up? When are you starting?
So I actually almost did stand up once and then I got mono and I still definitely could have probably done it. And then I was like, no. I think that's so like I have so much respect. Well, people like will refer like, yeah, everyone's talking about me, they call me a comedian. But like people be like, oh my God, like you're the comedian. And I'm like, I feel like I don't even deserve that like title because I have so much respect for people who do live comedy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can do what I'm doing from like the comfort of my own home. I can retake it, do like 72 retakes if I need to.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is just so scary. And I think part of it is like I have such bad imposter syndrome where I'm like, oh, I'm actually not funny at all.
I feel like
And,
that
like-
like that's part of like being on the internet. You just like also like the funniest video, like when I think I've made the funniest video of my whole life, it bombs.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, well that one's wrong. And then the one that took me 12 seconds like to make, I'm like, that's the one
yeah.
that does super well. And I'm like,
Exactly.
it's like the internet's so weird.
It's also like I think being an influencer is like probably one of the easiest jobs, but I also think it's so insane because it's like we don't have a boss. Like no one like told us what to do.
No,
There's no
yeah.
like next step. And it's like our boss is like the internet and it's not just one person we're like trying to like get validation from. It's like hundreds of thousands. And it's like when things
Yeah.
suck, like they really suck.
It's mentally taxing.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't understand it's like mentally taxing. And like that is such a like in my head it's a shitty thing to complain about, but it's so real. Like
yeah.
because it's all on you. I always like say like I feel like I'm a team of one, and I hate that. Like, and I know I'm not. Like, there's people supporting me, and like I could
Exactly.
always rely on other people. But at the end of the day, like it's a team. I'm my team of one, and
Yeah.
like if I don't come up with the idea or if I don't make something, then it's on me.
Right.
And that sucks. Like I miss having coworkers.
Yeah. Well, also, yeah, having coworkers is so fun. Also, I feel like if you're in like a bad place mentally and like you still have to like when I worked at a gym, granted, like working at a gym isn't that hard, but I'm like, I could still show up even if I wasn't like, feeling the most creative.
Yeah.
But like some mornings I wake up and I'm like, what if I never think of an idea ever again?
That's how I've been feeling. Like,
And then it's like, oh shit. And then it's like, oh wait, what if I lost my funny? Like, what if like if you're like depressed, like somehow I still can make some videos when I'm depressed and people can't tell, but it's also like, it's so you don't get to like choose like, oh, like my next idea will come to me now. Like, how do you think of
Yeah.
your ideas? Like, or is it very like just comes to you and then you're like film
like,
it or
so like it's like definitely specific moments in the day. Like when I wake up, I feel like I'll have like a few ideas, or if I'm going to bed and I'm like can't fall asleep, like I'll have a few ideas and I'll
Yeah.
write them down. Or like sometimes I just like put a wig on, or like I'm standing there and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna try and make something funny, and then it just like comes to me right then.
yeah.
But I feel like you do like scripts, like you do like like videos with like multiple parts. You're like, so I feel like how's your process?
Mine honestly is well, I feel like I'm such an observant person. Like I feel like I look like I'm always like that's like one thing I'll give myself a compliment on. I'm like I can read a room. I'm like dude, I can read but like I can read people so well and like little moments like when people are like and I'll be like, oh my God, like that, like I feel like I can mimic that as a character. Or like something like dumb will happen. I'll be like, oh, that's actually really funny, like taken out of context.
Yeah.
And so then like I will make a video based on it. But a lot of it is like I don't plan that much. It will be like,
Yeah.
oh, that's funny. I'm gonna make a video about that tomorrow. Or like, and then again, like most of it, I like will like kind of like similar to like your like wig process, where I'm sure you like put on the wig and then you like get into character and then you just start.
Like the Willy Wonka one I just did, that one just
Killed
like
me.
literally like I just got the wig. Like I just opened the Amazon package and I put it on. I was like, this is so funny. And I
Yeah.
just like I don't know, like it took like 10 seconds to make. Like I
Yeah.
like really, really stupid. But like sometimes I'll do like 7 takes. And if I get to that point, I'm like, I have to give up because it's not gonna land.
Yeah.
If I don't get in the first 2, like it's not gonna land how I want it. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, it like feels like I'm trying.
Yeah. No,
Like-
I like catch my like I feel like the first take I'll do and I'm like, was that good? And then I'll do it again. I'm like, nope, it was definitely the first one.
First
like,
one, because it's like I don't know, like sometimes, yeah, I don't know. Also, I'm really bad at faking my enthusiasm. Like I really have to be having a good day to
yeah.
like and also I feel like people like on my channels, like I'm always happy, so I feel like I have like I don't ever post anything but like good days, which is really
Yeah.
bad because I feel like I should show different sides of me, but I just that's all I want the internet to see.
But
kind
also
of.
you don't like owe it to the internet to like
No, I just think that like that's my facade. That's like the
Yeah.
wall I put up versus like some days I really genuinely have like shit days and like no one sees it. But I think that's like I'm protecting myself. Some people can literally post like every single thing they do, and I can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever like vlogged or done like YouTube style stuff?
I like tried to do it and like it just feels wrong to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's like I'm uncomfortable, one, and two, like I always like have the imposter syndrome of like someone's doing this way better than I'll ever be able to do it. And like
Yeah.
I don't want to like post this and then it bombs and I feel like I spent 4 hours on nothing.
Yeah.
Like I know that's a bad way to think about it but I in my head I just tie myself up in knots, which I shouldn't do.
Yeah.
But that's part of like you don't know how people are going to respond. Like
Exactly.
and if you do like I feel like in stand up you make a bad joke, you're like, okay, next joke,
Yeah.
audience is right here. Like but if I bomb on the internet like consistently, it's just like this feeling of like, okay, I'm getting knocked down. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's why people get so niched. Like you get like I feel like you're not really niche. Like you're just your humor is like yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some people they'll do like I had this one friend, I'm not talking shit, but her name is Eli, and she had this thing called The Jar, and her whole TikTok for a long time was her filling up this jar with different snacks every week. And like that's such a niche thing.
Yeah.
And then but like her audience was really engaged in The Jar, and like that was it for a minute, and she had to pivot, and she said it was really hard.
Yeah.
So like I'm like, oh, I get why you like keep doing. Consistency is key, but also like getting niche is really hard and bad. So,
Right.
like, you know what I mean? Unless you're like, because comedy is like a variety show, but like a niche of that is like really
Yeah.
hard.
Well, my friend Becca, I mean, she won't care that I'm saying this about her. Like, is a bitch. I'm just kidding. She's like the nicest person ever. Yeah, she won't care, but she's like a monster in real. No, she's so sweet. But she does a lot of like story times. And so she's like, I've told like every single story that I could.
Yeah.
And now she's like, I need to like pivot, but like pivoting literally feels like starting over in a way, because she like tried to make like a short video, because she usually does like, like 3-minute long videos. But then like pivoting is like starting fresh, because then it's like I tried to like vlog. I made a new channel and I like vlogged one day of my life. And I was like, this is like more anxiety inducing than like literally being so vulnerable and embarrassing like in front of a camera, because I'm like, oh, like when I'm doing like a bit, like I know that people will like it. But then starting new, it's like, oh wait, this feels like it's so scary, even though it's like you already know how to like be on whatever.
Well, there's also like something about when you're making fun of like something that a lot of people experience, people will respond to it.
Yeah.
And there's no guarantee that people respond to you the way they responded to like something that they can relate to so heavily.
Yeah.
And so like there's a safety net in that. And like I also have discovered that recently. And I'm like, okay, that's like the safety net. That's like I can always come back to this.
Yeah.
And this is where if I'm having a bad day or if I'm not feeling good about it, if I make this type of content, then it's okay. But if I'm I don't know. I kind of do a variety show of like just myself and like funny ideas, but it's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Well, it's also crazy because I feel like sometimes your audience like puts you in a niche.
Yeah.
Where it's like sometimes I will do like talking videos and sometimes I'll do fine, but other times they don't. And so like recently I've been like, oh wait, you guys like don't like it when I really talk. You do really like it when I'm like, you guys are obsessed with my bits. I'm just kidding. But I'm like, you guys like my bits, like usually people respond well to them, but like my talking videos recently, people haven't been. And so I'm like, you guys are like pushing me into this like I feel like
Yeah.
they like choose what they like and they don't like.
Well, also like the algorithm, like
Oh my God.
it's hard, especially like Instagram, as like your audience is way more loyal,
Yeah.
and TikTok it's not. Like, well, the app isn't loyal to you.
Yeah.
Like, I just think it's so crazy. There was like a day, like what is it? Ghost, when you get blacklisted, or like
Oh,
ghost blocked, shadow ban.
banned.
Yeah, like I don't know how real it is, but like I've had videos like I post that I think are so funny, and it'll be like 5 hours after I post, and it has like 1,500 views. And I'm like, why do I have like a huge audience if like
Yeah.
no one's gonna see a video that I actually really like?
Yeah.
And like that shit is so jank, because like what? Like there's no point.
And then
Yeah.
it's like, oh shit, now like you just like literally have to keep posting. Like you can't be like, wait, what is this? Like I'm getting like you literally just have to post through it.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, it's so embarrassing that like I had a video that did really well and then I posted it. It got like only 800 people have seen it in the last 3 hours, which
Yeah.
like something's obviously wrong. But I'm like, this makes me feel weird.
Yeah. It's like it's such a weird thing to complain about, but like if it's your job and that's the only
Yeah.
feedback you're getting from your boss, it makes you feel bad.
Right.
And I don't think people get that. Like it's, I don't know. I like, it's a hard thing to explain to someone who like doesn't like really care about social media or like have an audience
Yeah.
to like make their boss. But I don't know if we're complaining about like things that
Well,
people aren't relate to.
I
But
feel like the lifestyle of being an influencer and like being on social
do
media
you consider
is like,
yourself like an influencer or like a creator,
I feel like if I say content
Actor,
creator,
model?
which I wish like literally fortunately, oh my God, literally fortunately all of my money is coming from
social media
right now, which I want it to be coming. I want to be acting more, but I'm lucky that I have so lucky that I have this. But I feel like the lifestyle of being a content creator influencer is like so like, you know, beautiful. Like everyone's like, oh my God, like that's like everyone wants to do that.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, but then like you have to do like the actual job career aspect of it isn't always glamorous.
Yeah.
Because it's like you literally are putting yourself out there every single day and like getting reactions from people all the time. And
have you gotten any homophobia yet? Has that been a thing you've received?
sometimes people will just be like on my video like, this is fruity, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I literally, again, I talked to you about this I think before we were on camera, but I was saying like I've made fun of myself for so long that like no one else could make fun of me.
Yeah.
And so now I have like bulletproof skin that like anything that anyone says, I'm like, okay, like why would I care what you think of me?
One of my like the worst insult I've ever gotten, or not the worst, but like one of the funniest ones is like, I love your lazy eye. And like
I've gotten a lazy eye like comments too.
It was like, I love your lazy eye, and it was like a heart eyes emoji. And I like, it stuck with me for years. I was like, wait a minute. Like, I just think it's so crazy the things people say.
Yeah.
And also I feel like because people relate or like think you're relatable, they think there's a parasocial friendship there.
Right.
So they think they're like making fun of their friend.
They're like, Bessie, you so have a lazy eye. And it's
Yeah,
like,
and I'm
you
like,
don't know me. So
you don't know me.
Yeah.
Like that is like, that's the hard part too, is like that barrier is hard to like deal with. But one time I did this paid ad, and the first thing I said was like, so I'm petty and I'm gay, and I didn't know it was gonna be like boosted to millions of people. And I started getting all these like Christian people being like, we need to pray for him. And I was like,
my
that's
God.
literally worse than just calling me a slur. Like, please don't pray. Like,
yeah,
please don't pray for
you don't
me.
need
Like,
to pray for me. I'm fine.
I'm like, this is so weird. So I stopped reading comments for like 2 months.
Yeah.
And my mental health was so good.
Yeah.
Which is like sad because I want to like interact with people, but like at the same time, like I felt so much better when I didn't know what anyone was saying about me.
Yeah.
Like, what's that? It's like, how are you getting bullied on social media? What is it called? Cyberbullying. How are you getting cyberbullied?
Just log off.
Bitch, close your laptop.
Literally.
That was like me.
Sign
I was
out.
like,
You're like, oh, wait. If you don't play into it, they can't hurt you.
No, like, I think it's so, I would also like, I'm not one to address like hate. Like, I'm like, if you hate me, good.
Yeah.
Like, leave the comment. It's good for my algorithm. But
I've started like posting it on my story because I think I genuinely think it's like you
some
have
of them
to
are
be
really
such a
funny.
low point in your life to like bully someone that like you don't know. And someone posted this, which then people in my like, I'll post this on Instagram. People will be like, oh my God, no, that's not true. I'm like, no, I'm literally posting this because I think it's funny. Like, you don't need to like defend me. But someone was like, you are so ugly, which is so funny because you act like, or like you give off the energy that you think you're hot. And I posted it on my story, which was so funny because then that person was like, you think you're so much better than me. And I was just like, please, like, spare me, whatever. And then the person ended up apologizing to me and they're like, I'm sorry, I was just like at a low place in my life. And I was like, oh
That-
my God, I'm so sorry. And then they were like, I'm so sorry for like saying that, by the way. And I was like, it did not affect me at all. Like, I'm sorry you're going through it, but like,
That's really crazy.
but it literally was like prove the point that it's like hurt people.
yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't get hurt, but like you admitted that you are hurt. So
That's so, I mean, like, that makes sense. Also, like, I would never publicly bully or talk shit about someone. Even before, like, I would never, like, leave a mean comment on
Yeah.
anyone's post. If I'm going to talk shit about you, I'm going to talk shit about you with my friend group.
yeah, exactly.
I'll take the screenshot and I'm sending in the group chat.
Exactly.
Be like, look at this stupid bitch.
That's why we have group chats.
Yes.
That's
They're,
the point of them.
that is, like, literally, like, that is the safe zone to talk shit.
Yeah.
Like, I have my 3 friends and I can talk bad about anyone to them.
Yeah.
And that makes me so happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's like a form of therapy.
Or I do this thing where if I'm really pissed off about something, I'll make a video and then I'll draft it and be like, it's like
Oh my
writing a
God.
letter. It's like writing a
I
letter.
wish I could like
and then
show
not
you
sending
my
it.
drafts because they literally like I'll like just duet people and be like, what the and like and then I'm like, okay, that's actually so mean. I can't.
Oh,
do
the
anything
one
about
you did where there was like that guy and his girlfriend's
my
in the
God.
ocean. That was so funny.
that. I mean I only got like a few negative. Well, like I don't really read like the comments on TikTok now, like, but like people will like Instagram DM me and they're like, that girl actually had like the worst week of her life. So yeah, I hope you feel so good about. And I'm like, what? Okay,
I don't know her.
yeah, I'm like, dude.
Also, like, how was I like? Who cares?
I literally was just like being like, oh my gosh, you're crazy. Like I wasn't even like coming at this girl's life, but whatever, it's fine.
No, it was really funny.
Thank you.
That was a good one. But like, hey,
And that was the one that took 15 seconds. I did one take of it and I posted it, and that was like now it's my
she's
most.
not in the ocean.
She's not. Also, her name is K Cup. Like, and so that I said like the Keurig pod thing.
That was so good.
Um,
It's the funny, like, I just think it's like the joke you have that's so like right there that no one else will see is like the best joke. I feel like you're really good at that.
thank you.
You spot like the stupidest like side comment, and those are the ones that I feel really get people.
Yeah.
Like you can make a really good joke, but then the side comment is the one that like people really respond to.
Well, that video like organically came up on my For You page, and I was like, oh my God, people are gonna like be destroying this couple. Like this is, and everyone's like, no, he's like actually in love with her. Like, no, they're in like love.
Right?
And I was like,
You're on the
wait, this is so fake. And it was the girl who posted it had her boyfriend like it was her TikTok account that she had her boyfriend be like, oh my God, look at my girlfriend. She ran into the ocean. I'm like, this is. I think like maybe doing social media, you just can see how staged things are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you guys not realize this was like so planned?
I know.
But
and I think it's like so, like couples accounts. Oh, my favorite is like when couples will do prank videos together.
oh
and
my
they're
God.
so planned.
And it's also like the camera will be like this far from the face, like, what's up? Like pretend like I'm like, you see the phone in your face. Are you kidding me?
Like there's no way you don't see the phone.
I get so heated about those for no reason.
No, they're so bad. My favorite is there was one on TikTok that was like, I don't even think it was meant to be like ironic, but it was like this guy was sitting next to like a kitchen island and his
Okay.
girlfriend was cooking and he slaps her ass and she turns around and says, what was that? And it was like and I watched it and I said it to my friend
Oh
so
my
many times,
God.
and then me and my boyfriend would like be like, what was
that?
Like,
That's so, oh my God. And I'm sure people in the comments like we're just eating
Like,
they
eating it
didn't even, like,
up. Like, this is so cute. Well, actually, no, I think it made it onto the side of TikTok. I was
Okay.
making fun of them.
Okay, good.
But that is like so ridiculous.
yeah.
You know, there's like all these like fetishy things on Facebook. Like
What?
of like couples.
I
like,
haven't gotten on fetish Facebook, I
well,
guess.
it's like these girls with pretty nails and they'll be like making food, but it's like food you can't eat. It's like they're like mushing like meat and like
You
they're
can
like
eat meat.
yeah, no, but like they're gonna like
You're gonna
bake
freak
it
out
in
when
the
you find
oven
it.
and it's like not gonna cook all the way through.
Oh.
And they're making like ridiculous food, but it's all like a fetish about like them using their
Oh.
hands to touch mushy shit. It's so crazy.
Is it hot? Just kidding. Why are people fetishizing it?
I don't know. I feel like it's like got like older men.
Yeah, older men, you can do anything in front of them and they will get turned on.
Do you know from experience?
No. That made it sound like I've had a ton of experience with older men who have fetishes. I've never spoken to a man ever. So
Okay. Let me see the age range on the
Yeah,
hinge.
exactly.
I like want to know.
yeah, no. Anyway, like
I don't know.
please-
Sorry, I don't know how
yeah,
we got there.
should
Wait.
we just end the water?
Wait, no, we're gonna finish the present. Like, do you have
Oh
a
my
do
God.
you have a dream role? It's comedy. We kind of touched on that.
Yeah.
Do you have like a dream show you would want to work on?
I love like my favorite shows right now are. Have you seen Hacks? I
Yeah.
love Meg Salter so much, and Euphoria would be like so cool to be on.
Yeah. Veep. Veep
I
was
haven't seen Veep, but I've heard
oh
so many good things about it. I need to watch.
it has like the most jokes per like minute like of a show. It's
Yeah,
so crazy how fast and quick all the jokes are.
yeah.
It's really good.
Those are
Like
the best just because like those are so well written because like the
yeah.
jokes they don't give you enough time to like fully laugh at it because it's like holy shit there's so many
The
funny
so
things happening.
the back and forth is like so good and it's like so quick. And you know like some shows you watch and like why is it so slow?
Yeah.
Like I was watching the new Sex in the City. Like, do you care? What is it called? It's like what is it? And just like that. And like for some reason they used to be so quick and like the new version they like talk way slower.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. And I'm like, I don't like that. Like I wish it was quicker.
Yeah.
Like
No, I love a good quick banter show.
Hacks would be a really fun show to be on. Meg Stalter is like so kooky.
I love her so much.
She hosted a like Netflix cooking show that like I don't think people got her comedy on there.
Yeah.
And I was watching it and I was like, I don't think people get her.
She's
humor.
a nut. She's
I met her one time at a bar and I don't even think she looked me in the eyes. She like looked right past me and she was like, "Nice to meet you." And I love her for that.
Yeah, you're like in that I felt seen, but also not seen.
I've just been following her on Twitter for a long time. Like I'm
Yeah.
not. I hope it doesn't sound like I'm being mean about her. Like,
Oh my God,
like,
no.
This is all praise. Like
Yeah.
all praise. Like she's
Yeah.
so she's like my husband is in the bath and I'm waiting for him.
Oh my God.
Do you know like she does those characters? Of,
Yeah.
like she's like always like a wife.
Yeah.
Of, like I don't know.
Oh my God, she did this one where she will go on live, like on Instagram Live and do these like full hour bits. She just is okay, whatever. Yeah. We don't need to like keep praising her, but like also we should.
She's so
It's so
funny.
insane, but
This question on here says, "Is there a world where you would audition for Saturday Night Live?"
as a kid, like I always knew I wanted to be an actor, and I think Saturday Night Live was like the dream.
Yeah.
And I think not that, like Saturday Night Live fell off because it's still, but like it sounds so like no, I watched it when like Kristen Wiig was on it, but like I like grew up. No, I grew. Oh my God, I sound
Well, like I know what
such a
you
douche.
mean.
But like I like praised Kristen Wiig, and I'm like she was like, yeah, I just like always look up to powerful women. I'm a feminist. No, I'm kidding.
I fucking love Kristen Wiig.
Yeah, she, like-
Bridesmaids used to be my favorite movie.
I can quote that
Yeah.
movie through and through. But I think that was like in that era, I was like, I want to be on SNL.
Yeah.
But now I think I'm realizing that you kind of have to do like live comedy, obviously, to be on Saturday Night Live. That's what the
Yeah.
L is in live. Just kidding. But I don't really want to do stand up or improv necessarily. But if for some reason my mom always like will send me my TikTok and she's like, I think you would be great on Saturday Night Live. And I'm like, thank you. That's not how that works.
I
but
feel like that was pre like internet comedian. Like
That's
now
true.
people don't like look forward. I mean, not that they don't look forward to SNL as much, but like if you want to see a funny performance of a skit of like playing a character, you can go to your page or like TikTok or like find comedians on Instagram.
yeah.
And now it feels, I think, a little bit less special just because like it's so like comedy is so
Yeah.
accessible. But I mean, it's such a good show. Like it's the best comedy
Yeah.
that like you can find. But I know what you mean. Like it doesn't feel the same as it used
Yeah.
to.
But I still, if any casting directors on SNL are
Yeah,
watching this, of course,
yeah.
I would love to.
Me
any
as
opportunity.
well.
Or even to be a writer. Like,
That would be so fun.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like everyone on there is really like funny.
yeah.
What Bowen Yang?
Yes.
I love Bowen.
Oh my
Yang.
God, me too.
But like, do you have a 10-year plan? Where do you see yourself like 5-10 years from now?
Going back to writing, I like wrote a pilot for a show.
Really?
Very loosely. Have you seen oh my God.
Bros?
Broad City.
Oh, Broad City.
Have you
I
seen-
was saying bros.
Like, yeah, so Broad
Like-
City I love so much, and I found out I recently watched it, and I found out like both of them wrote and acted in it, and I think that would be so cool because obviously if you're writing your own characters, like
Yeah.
you will be able to play it better than anyone else. So if I wrote and acted in my own TV show, that would obviously be so cool, but also sounds like a shit ton of work. So I'd happily get picked up to be in a project and act in someone else's show. But definitely doing comedy, hopefully in like the TV and film industry.
That would be
But-
cool. I mean, writing your own show would be like so fun and difficult.
Yeah.
But also like one thing I feel like is if the first season goes well, I would go crazy doing the second season because I'm like, how do I make it better?
Yeah.
Like, because I always feel like sequels are expected to be worse. or I guess not necessarily in TV, but like
Yeah.
on movies for sure. You know what I mean?
Well, I think like once you like get that fan base, I'm like it's embarrassing. I guess if it's like people fall off after like the first season, which I feel like does happen a lot.
Yeah.
Like you have to like continue the like I don't know. But yeah, I also if I didn't write, like I would still just like love to act and like have like a collaborative experience with the director where I'm like
That would be
"What
so
if-"
cool.
But then also I'm like, oh, or like with the writers, they're like, we wrote the entire script. You just have to like deliver the lines. I'm like, I imagined him like, but with like a top hat or something stupid, like shut up and just go on camera.
No, that would be
But
so funny. Just my spin on the character.
yeah,
He
they're
has a
like,
British accent
yeah,
for no
exactly.
reason.
They're
Like,
like,
he's from Michigan.
don't do that. But
No, but that's awesome. I feel like I see that for you. I
Thank
love
you.
that for you.
I love that for you. Let's go.
Well, thank you guys again for joining me on another iconic episode of Gay and Afraid. Thank you so much to my guest, Brett. Where can everyone find you?
You can find me on TikTok at Brett BRETT_Neusty, and then on Instagram Brett Neustrom.
And Twitter.
Twitter, I mean, there's not much. As you can see, if you want to see more iconic tweets, it's Brett_Neusty on Twitter as well.
And you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Rico Taquito. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can't because it's X now. Thank you so much, campers. And please follow, rate, and review Gay and Afraid wherever you get your podcast. And subscribe to the Past Your Bedtime channel on YouTube for full video episodes. We'll see you next Tuesday, campers. Bye. Love you. Woohoo.